I'm Orion, and this is my league start for the 3.28 Mirage League. This is going to be a Kinetic Rain of Impact Miner on a Trickster, and it is an absolute blast to play. It is so much fun. I love the way this skill functions. So I'm going to start off talking about the pros. It has really good AoE, has pretty good clear speed. The skill has a extremely large targeting radius. It has pretty decent single target when you hit the overlap breakpoints, and even more so when you start like scaling the gear. It scales super well with added damage and spell damage, so anything with that. It has a really interesting potential for going insta-stack eventually. So I'm excited to maybe see about that in the late game. It has really high evasion with Ghost Shrouds and Wind Dancer. It has capped spell suppression since we're on the right side of the tree. In the early game, we're going to use Lucky to get to around 99 or 98% until we have way better gear. But until that point, it has Lucky, and it feels really good with it. So I'm happy with it. It can deal with most of the map mods. It's not perfect one-to-one solution to all of them, but it can deal with the majority of them. Probably the worst one is the no regen. Obviously T17 mods are different. The T16.5 mods are different. Some of them kind of suck, but they removed the really bad ones for the build, so it's not the biggest deal. And then lastly, the skill has auto aiming, right? The skill auto targets, since you're using mines, and when they detonate, they'll just auto target the enemy. But even more so, the way this skill works is it targets a lot of enemies in a very large radius, and it just feels really good because of it. So you won't really have to deal with missing out on stragglers most of the time. Probably in the early game, you'll probably have to you'll probably miss out on some stragglers, but until that point, until you get a bunch of gear, that's probably where the worst of it is. After you get a bunch of gear, it's really not that big of a deal. Anyway, moving on to the cons of the build. They're pretty straightforward, but they do exist. This build has problems with life recovery. We are playing a mine build, so we don't have any life leech, any life gain on hit or on kill. And you don't really have much life regen on this side of the tree, unfortunately, because of the way this works. Mines, or rather Trickster in general, doesn't have a whole lot of life regen. It is what it is, but there is the fact that we have Ghost Shrouds and we have a lot of evasion and a decent pool of energy shield. So even if we get hit, we're mostly going to recover just pure energy shield. And also we're using Wicked Ward. So when we are using Wicked Ward, if our recharge begins, it cannot be interrupted by damage. Yeah, you don't have a whole lot of options for life regen. Wicked Ward exists. It feels pretty decent. Once you start your recharge, it actually doesn't feel all that bad. This build is really squishy in the gearing stages. So until you actually have a good amount of gear, you're going to feel so squishy, unfortunately. And there's not a whole lot that can be done about that. It is what it is. It's just the way it kind of works because of you need a lot of evasion gear, you need a lot of energy shield gear, and you need a lot of chaos resistance. Like without it, and even still on this version, my chaos resistance isn't too crazy. Let me actually show you this version from the showcase in the video. This is the one that I played with in the actual video. And in the video, I have about 6.5 million DPS. My chaos resistance is negative. I am taking so much damage from chaos damage. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of life, right? Because I don't have a lot of life and I don't have a lot of chaos resistance. Any chaos damage over time is just going to kill me instantly. That's unfortunate. It feels really bad. I don't have any life regen either to offset some of that damage. It's just part of the problem of it being early game. Yeah, the solution really is just get more gear. That's kind of just how it goes. The video on this character, like I said, uses pretty decent. It needed a little bit of gear to really start to feel really good. And one of those pieces is a little bit more annoying to actually set up. So the piece I'm talking about is the Replica Hyrri's Ire. As you can see, Replica Hyrri's Ire is a pure dexterity item. Number one, it comes from Heist, so already that's annoying to deal with. But number two, you have to corrupt this, most likely, unless you're really lucky with coloring. You want to corrupt this because you need to get 4 blue, and even more ideally 5 blue, for a reason I'll explain in a second. but 4 blue at bare minimum with 1 red. This is, we're playing a mine build. If it doesn't brick and you have it 6 linked, you're pretty much set. All you have to do is spam tainted chromatics until you hit at least 4 blue, hopefully fly 5 blue, 1 red. Way harder to hit, but 4 blue, 1 green, 1 red is pretty good. The reason why 5 blue is really good is because you can get conk effect instead of added cold damage. Conk effect is really nice. Obviously it's more damage, but it's really nice because it changes the way that the skill targets and behaves. The skill is pretty good at doing damage as you tighten up the area for the skill. There is a sweet spot for the amount of projectiles you want to get added. Baseline, you want to get the quality for +2 projectiles. You want to get +1 projectiles from the wand mastery and +1 projectile from multi-shot. I have that anointed on my gear, and that's because you can get about 4 hits per volley that comes from the kinetic rain of impact. That's why this is 4x right here, because this is me simulating hitting 4 times, and because you average around 4 hits per volley, it actually ends up doing pretty good damage. Like I said, like if I was on conk effect, 4 hits actually becomes something closer to 5 hits, and you see that pushes up to around 9 million DPS. It's more like an average between 4 and 5 hits, so probably closer to like 8 mil DPS. But the point is very simply, if you're able to get conk effect, you'll see a lot of damage through that overlapping situation, especially on large bosses. You can get a crazy amount of hits. I really hope with the new thing that they're adding where you can corrupt your gem and get a level 1 support, that conk effect is one of the things that kinetic rain of impact can actually get, because that would be crazy. This has been tested by other people as well. Projs, I think is how you say his name. I hope I didn't butcher that. Someone else who tested it, and they were saying this around the same thing, getting around 4 overlaps. Kind of the way that they were showing it again was the self-poison test, and I had similar results. So that's kind of what I'm just going to go with. 4x hits. That's honestly DPS wise how I feel when I'm doing most of my bosses in the showcase. So I'm going to have to agree with that. I'm pretty happy with that. With that being said, to take a closer look at my gear here, I have this wand. The wand is okay, right? I have this flat, I think this is a T2 lightning roll and a essence cold mod. And then I did not get to increase spell damage, unfortunately, but I also got crit multi while they rare unique enemies nearby. And then I crafted the dual mod for strength and intelligence and critical strike chance. Pretty decent mod. I needed the strength for my build. It would have been fine if I, instead of getting dexterity, I got strength on this ring, but it is what it is. I was just kind of working with whatever gear I kind of had. The Replica Hyrri's ire, again, I already said was like the most expensive piece, but then the next big thing is Arkhon's tools. We're running Arkhon's tools because I wanted to do a reverse chill setup because I like the idea of it. Obviously you have to overcome the scorching skitterbot. I just got more resistances to make up for it. It's not the biggest deal, to be completely honest with you. But this also gives a bunch of throwing and mind speed. It gives scorch, adds an insane amount of damage. It gives a higher shock as well. I think I got it to 36% on bosses. And then obviously the chill, I'm running, what is it called? I'm running Bone Chill with Unbound Ailments, and it's pretty damn good. I'm honestly pretty happy with how the setup kind of turned out and how it felt. Also, Winter Weave adds a bit of extra damage. Honestly, this adds a good amount of damage to the point where I'm like, this feels really good. And the slight resistance in life is okay too. As far, again, this ring is okay. It has the accuracy, nothing crazy. The lightning res is good, and the chaos res on it's an amethyst ring, right? So it's giving me a little bit more chaos res because I kind of really need it, to be honest with you. And then on top of that, I'm getting non-channeling skills have -7. That's honestly good enough on its own. This amulet, again, I anointed multi-shot for the reasons I already explained. It has good resistances, probably the best piece of rare gear I have on here outside of my wand. And then I just crafted life. The increased evasion is doing something for me, I guess, but it's not like that crazy. These boots, again, really decent boots. These boots originally came from the tree, if I remember correctly. Tri-res boots has crafted movement speed on kill for onslaught. I guess I forgot I kind of had that. I could have just recrafted that as something actually more useful, because I can't do on kill effects anyway. But the scorch ground isn't doing anything. I can probably find something better there. Fizz is extra cold damage. There's probably something better I can run there as well, but you know, I'm just running it just because I thought it was decent. I have on Intimidate gloves and increased accuracy rating. The Intimidate is actually good, but increased accuracy rating is actually more important because we're not capped hit rating without that. If I had more levels, I would just get a searching eye jewel with accuracy, and then the actual gloves themselves, accuracy, life roll isn't that great. It barely has any defense stats. The resistance is all right. I kind of needed it, but like I'm overcapped by like 30, so it's not the biggest deal. And then strength, obviously I crafted it because again I was needing the strength. The helmet is decent, right? Has about 400 energy shield, but it has a life roll on here as well, so it's kind of not that amazing. Tri-res, really decent. Actually really decently rolled tri-res. This came off the tree again. I'm sure that there's going to be more decent gear that's coming off the tree anyway, so not the worst, not the best, but pretty decent. And then also physical damage taken from hits as cold damage is pretty decent. Obviously physical damage is dangerous to me, so fizz taken as cold is pretty good mod. And because I'm running bone chill and have the inverse chill setup, I'm taking less damage from cold damage overall. Not a bad setup. And then on top of that, I have increased damage for power charge. Just more damage, nothing too crazy. The shield is mid as hell. The shield is okay. The increased intelligence isn't doing anything. The spell block, I guess, is okay, but I'm cap suppressed, or I'm close to cap suppressed, so it's not really that big of a deal. Increased spell damage is good, and then the all elemental with lightning resistance is it's okay. It's not really doing a whole lot, but it's something. I can definitely have better, and that's most of my gear. I'm just running a diamond flask. I don't even think I need. Okay, actually, I did need the diamond flask. It's not like a big DPS boost to use it, but it's something. Sulfur flask is just increased damage. Jade flask is more survivability, and then Quicksilver, it's okay. It's just for the movement speed. The inverse shield is giving me some baseline movement speed. Not bad, you know, definitely not bad at all. And again, I have power charges and frenzy charges. I have this is the amount of mines I'm throwing. I'm detonating easily over 10 mines a second, so not the biggest deal. Yeah, everything is chilled and shocked because of my skitterbots, and then projectile travel I have it set to 10 because I'm literally just throwing my mines at the target. And the way that the projectiles work, if they're being shot by a proxy, it will take it from the thing that launched it. So if you have a proxy like a mine or a totem, it will just take the point blank from that item or that proxy instead. So I'm throwing my mines at the boss. The boss takes pretty much the maximum amount of damage from it, and it is pretty good. This is my tree. My tree is not bad. I think maybe there's like some other stuff I can min-max better, but for the most part, I'm pretty happy with this tree. This is the leveling tree I have set up. It has a bunch of different loadouts for how I'm going to be leveling. I have notes for how I'm doing it. I've extensively typed out how I'm doing this, and then when I'm swapping and all this stuff. So any of how I'm doing this is just inside of this. I'm not writing out a step-by-step perfect in-depth thing of how I want to do it. This is just written out for me, myself, and I. If you want to follow it, you're free to follow it. Everyone has different preferences. I know not a lot of people like rolling magma. Frankly, I don't even like rolling magma, but it's one of the fastest things, and I just want to get 2 pyroclast mines as fast as possible. So frankly speaking, I'm just going to do rolling magma. I'm going to bite the bullet for the 45 minutes to an hour that it takes for me to get to rolling to get out of rolling magma and get the pyroclast mines. The end game version of this, where like I actually have all the gear I want and like everything is set up in the way that I want it to be set up, like this is at level 98. Can I get to level 98? We shall see. I don't know how experience is going to be, and I don't know if I'm going to be tanky enough for it, but you know, maybe it's going to be fine. I think that late game, this is definitely going to feel really, really good. And then I want to make a tree for instack. I have not begun doing that yet, but that's probably something that I'll probably get set up later. As far as the content I'm going to farm, I'm going to be doing breaches. I want to run breaches early game, and what I'm probably going to focus on doing is like just getting stuff from the tree. I'm sure the tree is going to feel pretty much fine because the tree still has, you know, pretty decent gear, and then also Foulborn uniques. It's the only source of Foulborn uniques. Foulborn uniques already have like niche sources, but getting like a good Foulborn unique that can be sold, like that can sell for good money pretty early on. Foulborn's already only specific to the tree, and there are already a lot of niche cases, so we'll see how that goes. Maybe that's going to make really good money, maybe it won't, but at the very least I'm going to get a lot of experience doing it, and I plan to also do it with shrines. And I'm going to run it with Jun missions as well, because Jun gives a boatload of experience. If you decide to follow this build, awesome. If not, I hope you follow something that is really fun for you. I'm hoping that Kinetic Rain is going to be really freaking fun. I got to play with it and I actually really enjoy it a lot. So I'm hoping that if you do try it, it's fun for you as well. I hope you enjoy 3.28 Mirage League, and I hope you have a great day. If you like the video, leave a like, share it, talk about it, do whatever. If not, put a thumbs down on it. I don't know. Tell me I smell. Anyway, thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.
One of my captors felt no emotion, did not hesitate to inflict pain. Now, all he feels is intense, unstoppable agony. Crucible that stretches the sanity of the mind.
Energize the spheres! Energize the spheres!
Your absurd defiance ends here, hatchling.
We will win this together.
Annihilation. Disintegration. Cleansing. Annihilation. The fires of 1,000 suns. You do not have the strength, hatchling.
That may be, but I am not alone.
How pathetic. Disintegration. Cleansing. The fires of 1,000 suns. Is that all you... Annihilation. Disintegration. Cleansing. Insurrection. Surprises.
To challenge me for this realm. Stand still. A cascade of pain.
Pain will be returned tenfold. Space lines. Behold my collection.
I will have what I want. Death will not be an escape. Scurry! Scurry! A cascade of pain!
Death made real.
Stand still! Stand still! Why?
Resistance will be punished. Time contorts. Scary, scary.
My irritation is growing. Death will not be an escape. Scurry! Scurry! You were gonna say. Stand still.
Death made real.
A cascade of pain.
Stop resisting. Reality bends. Punishment inescapable.
still. Death will not be an escape. Scurry, scurry. Stand still. Take this. Stand still.
The living to
I may not rot,
Father, no!
putrefy, rot, spoil, and fester.
Exile, do something!
Gate